Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Carmonscloset. I'm Alicia, and we're back for another Insecure review, season 4, episode 6, Lowkey Done. This episode opens up with Issa at home and laying down in the bed, just kind of replaying everything that transpired between her and Molly at the end of the block party, and just thinking about some of the things Molly said about her using people, being selfish, about drama. Like, ouch. Like, sitting with those thoughts, I'm pretty sure it was a downer. And and then also you're like trying to you're replaying in your mind, but you're trying to like think of things that you wish you could have said, things you probably shouldn't have said. But yeah, so this is where we at with this situation. And this episode was a bit of a downer, you know what I mean? Like, I felt like they broke up, like a divorce. Like, it's a sad episode to me, but let's just continue on. It's a downer. We can't negate the fact that she had a bomb-ass outcome when it came to the block party. She finally gets on Twitter and she starts, seeing some of the reviews and some of the tweets that people are talking about, and it's good feedback. Like, I'm really proud of her. And it's like, girl, like, we can like cry about Molly tomorrow. Like, you need to celebrate yourself, you know what I mean? It's kind of unfortunate that this played out the way it did, because I mean, like, Issa really made shit happen, and to not have your best friend right there with you to celebrate with you, and in place of that, you guys had a fight. So, it's like, okay, you're in your feelings about that, but girl, you did it. Like, read those tweets, live in your glory, you know what I mean? She gets a whole bunch of phone calls. Her brother called her, talk about, she did her thing. Kelly, she trying to figure out what's going on, child, with her and Molly. Issa ain't trying to call her back right away. But, everybody is just giving her good feedback. And she talks to Nathan, and, he's happy for her. And she's like, yo, I didn't want to make it seem like, I was trying to use you, like, I'll do the same for you. And he's like, nah, it ain't none of that. Like, so it's nice to see that her and Nathan is still like on good terms, and he wasn't really bothered by the mess. So, yeah, and Issa just decides to do self-care Sunday. I mean, she was talking to herself in the mirror, and she doesn't want to be the one to call Molly first. So I'm a little bit team Issa, but that pride thing right there that she's doing, where she doesn't want to be the one to call first, that can be very detrimental to the relationship. Like, you can't even be thinking like that. Like, if it's somebody you really love and got a crazy bond with, and you guys been friends for years, and you can see yourself working it out, that shouldn't even like play a part. You know what I mean? Like, girl, just if you don't want to talk to her right away, that's cool, but not the whole I ain't calling her first. I hate that. Like, so as we go on this self-care Sunday with Issa, she goes to the grocery store, and pregnant girl, was she really pregnant? And she was trying to get like somebody to pay for her Similac and stuff, and Issa was like, but she ends up doing it. I'm the same way. Like, I'd be like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. Then I feel bad, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it. You know what I mean? But anyway, she offers to pay, get to the register, $150 something later. The card declines, and I'm just like, okay, so can you run that again? So you can run that again? Yes, still declines. I hate when like that happens, and the cashier is just like adamant, like, no bitch, it's declined, okay? I'm not running it again, basically. And so yeah, old girl doesn't get it, get her Similac, and yeah, she moves on. Anyway, Issa is driving, and she sees that this older guy misses the bus. So she's telling herself, like, girl, don't do it. I don't know. I feel like because Issa's missing Molly, she's trying to make up for that fight by doing these kind gestures. You know what I mean? So picks old guy up, George, and George is with the shits, okay? Like, I would have been annoyed, but anyway, offer to give him a ride, child. You worried about him, he worried about you. He don't even want her using the phone for the GPS because he think the people is listening, child. And then what he's complaining about the AC in the car. He was like, well, damn, if you're gonna help a nigga, then help him then. I was like, yo, this guy, George, is crazy. Then he yelling out the window like, yo, Charlie. Like, I can't. But one thing about these, like, you know, older folk, they're just so raw and they live life and they're just so wise and they just give it to you raw. You know what I mean? And I can appreciate that. And it just gives you like another perspective on life. Like, he living, he don't give a fuck about nothing. You know, as you get older, you care less and less about what people think, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. And he just seems to be like, gives two fuck. But he had like a picture when he rolled up to the house finally, and I was wondering, like, okay, so he gets out the car, and when Issa pulls up, they show that the guy, Dad? And I'm just like, okay. So obviously, oh boy, hadn't probably been taking care of his children back in the day, I don't know, and decided to finally pull up on his son. Anyway, I thought that was cute. And then, what did he say to her too? He said, do you got a man? Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, so when he's like, the whole rawness of him, he was like, you got a man? He's like, what, you want them feminazis? Like, they just give it to you raw, uncut, period. So, Issa ends up going to a sip and paint by herself. Now that's bold. That's bold. But when she got there, Kyla Pratt was there. Oh my God, it's so good to see her beautiful face on the screen again. Because I swear, I feel like we haven't seen her. I follow her on social media, but I don't really see her like that. And anything like current. But yeah, so she was there. And I didn't know. I was like, wait, did she like do a meetup? Because they do have an app called Meetup where you could meet up with like a group of people and like do events like that. But yeah, so she went dolo and she was having fun with these girls, and yeah, it was cute. It was really cute. And I was like, okay, he's about to make some new friends. Like, this is great. And then they get ready to leave. And they're like, girl, we've been ready to go over to bar or something like that. And she was like, nah, I'm not gonna go. And like, come on. She's like, okay, I'll go. And I'm like, oh, see, this is great. He's just making new friends. Ciao. So they get to the restaurant bar. They're having a good time, chit-chatting, and she go in the bathroom with one of the girls, and she's like, yo, if you want to meet artsy guys, go to this place. If you want to meet rich dudes, go over this place. Like, you know, putting her on. I guess they weren't from LA. I think they said something about DC or something. So yeah, and she gets no response. So she like, you there? Looks under the stall. And old girl bounced. Child, she went out there and they had the list of like not like a to-do list, but I'm thinking of another like list, like a bucket list type of thing. And it said meet a random friend and dine and dash, child. It would just be Issa's luck that shit happened to her, child. I would have ran up on them hoes and got it popping. So, okay, Issa gets in the car. Like, you couldn't tell me that Issa did not jump out that car and grab the daggone, the picture that they made and slammed it on old girl head. And they was like, we calling the cops, blah, blah. She's like, welcome to LA, bitch. And then fast forward, and that shit never happened. I can't wait, Issa. She always does this shit. Like, like, damn, like, can we get some of those, like, fantasies to just happen sometimes? Like, just be bold and just fucking, you know what I mean, go off? Like, please, like, who are these girls? Anyway, that was fun. So I was enjoying the episode. So yeah, let's just keep going. So Issa goes to her mom's house, and I wasn't sure who she was gonna go see real quick, but it was her mom, and like, that never really happens. So that was a cute scene with her and her mom. And I was like, the more we got to know her mom, I'm like, she's mad cool. Like, why Issa don't be over there more, like chilling with her mom? But you know, her mom was like, you didn't even tell me you was having a block party. And I noticed that, like, yeah, her mom wasn't there, like Stanley wasn't there, the twins wasn't there. But yeah, so she said, Ma, you know you don't like being in crowds of black people. And I can feel on that. Like, I be wanting to go to stuff like, you know, festivals and stuff, but I kind of got a short fuse, like, you know what I mean? But anyway, she congratulates her about, you know, getting the block party done and it being good. And they have a little bit of a girl talk, but Issa gives her mom a hug and Issa just cries and just... See, that's the thing, she could be herself with her mom. So, you know, that was good to see. And her mom was like, you might be like going through a new season, you know? And I believe that. I believe that she's definitely coming into her own. And maybe her and Molly are going down different paths. You know what I mean? Like, it do be like that sometimes, where you think that your friends that you've known since you was a kid or whatever, like that y'all supposed to be lifelong friends and that you're supposed to like always, you know, try to fix things or whatnot. But sometimes you just don't align with those people no more anymore, and you got to move on. And it doesn't mean like there's beef there. You know what I mean? Like, there's a way to do it where it's not uncomfortable, or if you see each other and it's, you know, it's smoke. It don't always have to be like that. And as you get older, I feel like, you know, you kind of learn how to separate from people amicably, you know what I mean? I just butchered that word. But yeah, so they had a nice little girl talk. Issa leaves and she finally picks up the phone from Kelly. And Kelly like, girl, like, what is going on? Like, did you call Molly yet? Issa's like, wait a minute, like, do you have the same energy for Molly? Like, did you ask her? Because she's like, I don't want to call her first. And she's like, so what? It's a wrap? And I was like, she got a point. Kelly got a point. Is it a wrap? Like, because if you're not going to call her and she doesn't call you, it's over? Like, and maybe it's just too soon to even, like, you know, make a decision, you know, as far as it being completely over between them two. But we get a little insight, like, and I kind of like seeing Kelly, like, being serious. Like, she's always the comedic relief, and she's serious, and she's like, yo, like, me and Tiffany, like, that we almost didn't salvage our relationship because basically of the same, you know, thought process. So, she's trying to give Issa some game and like, girl, like, F what you talking about and go call Molly, do what you gotta do. And yeah, Issa's not really feeling that. So yeah, I don't know, this episode is like super sad because I mean, I know what it feels like to like, you like talking to someone every day, you know, or every other day, like your friend, and like constantly doing things together, and to like that shit coming to a complete stop. And you having to like figure things out for yourself. But also, through my own experience, I realized that's when I really came into my own, was when I separated myself from people and kind of was alone and took the time out to really get to learn myself more as I was getting older and figuring things out, and like, you know, moving forward with, you know, relationships with females. Like, I appreciate them even more. You know what I mean? After you like fall out with people and then you're like, I don't really, like, I wish that wouldn't happen. So when you move forward, you're like, okay, if I get another friendship, like, this is, I'm gonna be upfront. We're gonna communicate with each other. Like, it's a whole nother ball game now with like my friendships, and I hold them dear to my heart. So I know how it feels when you like don't know what to do with yourself. And that was basically kind of what Issa was going through. She didn't really know what the fuck to do, but she did the best she could, child. And I want to say she did okay for the first day. So she gets home. She gets back on, well, I think she was on Facebook this time, and she was like responding to, you know, more feedback and questions and everything. And I was loving that. Like, yeah, girl, like, don't forget, like, you've been running around, but like, people's online, like, yo, what's popping, sis? What's next? You know what I mean? So that was cute. She decides to leave to go to the store. And lo and behold, she walks up to the door and she sees Molly sitting there. Something told me Molly was sitting there. And because it seems like the last like 5 minutes of the show, some shit like happens. So I was like, it ain't just gonna go off that simple. So Molly was there, and Molly was like on her phone texting and whatnot. And Issa like, look, she paused. And it was kind of like, aw. And it seemed like she was about to open the door, and then she paused again, looked at her, and was like, nah, low-key done. So yeah, Issa bounced. And next episode, Molly and Drew is gonna be going on a vacation. I think that's his brother. But yeah, that'll be interesting. But it was like seeing Molly on the zip line. I'm like, shit, he's over here and Molly over there with her man living her best life, child. They might be going in separate ways. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on this episode. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.